Welcome back to Smoky Ribs. I am Russ Jones. Today I'm going to be attempting to do something I watched on a video the other day. I'm referring to how to prep a pork butt for competition. I am not a competition guy, never have been, never been to a competition. You know, it's just something I've just never really wanted to do, but it kind of piqued my interest. The video I'm referring to is from James over at Aim 'em and Claim 'em Barbecue. Now, he does do competition barbecue, and the way he carved this pork butt out and exposed the money muscle, and then I learned things I didn't even know, kind of like one end of it he referred to as the horn, and then the tubes in the middle. Didn't know anything about that, so I'm gonna try my hand at this and see how bad I can butcher this video up. And it just really piqued my interest, and I thought I'd do something a little different. I've done pork videos, I mean bunches of them, a lot of pulled pork videos, and this is a little different because the money muscle will allow you to cut into like medallions and coins. The center of the pork butt you would pull like traditional pulled pork, and then the horn you would actually cut into chunks. So let's go ahead and try this. Wish me luck. All right, so the pork butt I'm using is Compart Duroc. You just can't beat this particular company. Farm raised pork. It's going to be fine. I'm going to remove this from the cryovac, and we're going to begin to trying to carve this out, kind of like James did over there at Aim 'em and Claim 'em. Like I said, first time I've ever done this. I thought it'd be fun to try and just to see what the results is. I have no interest in ever competing, but I would like to play around with it some. All right, now the first thing I'm going to do is exactly what James did. See this round part right here? This is your money muscle. This is, according to James, the most sought out piece of meat on the pork butt when it comes time for the judges. He said this one will make you money. So basically what he did is he cut a line exposing this money muscle all the way across. And now there is some waste on this, but not really, because I'm not throwing any scraps away. This is entirely too good of meat to do that. I'll use it in something else, chili, a soup, or whatever. Any pieces that I remove will be vacuum sealed and refrozen. All right, that ain't looking too shabby right there. Now he took and cut and removed this section here. And the reason being, you want a good bark on this money muscle. And the only way you're going to achieve that is being able to expose it to where you can get a good rub on it. You basically just want to go around and trim any excess fat, any loose ends, and kind of shape it up, trim it up, tighten it up. So you can definitely distinguish this money muscle right here. Now I think I need to go in and cut more of an angle going down, because when it's all said and done, you only have like maybe a ½ inch of meat holding this thing together. Now you professional guys out there, don't be laughing at me. Like I said, first time. Normally I season up a pork butt. I may inject it, I may not, and I just throw it on the grill. I usually make pulled pork, but the beauty of this is once it's cooked, you'll be able to dice this up into medallions, into coins. All right, now we're going to flip it over. Now he did the same thing on the back side. He basically cut through the fat cap, and there really isn't much of a fat cap on this. There again, this is Compart Duroc. I'm sure they've already well trimmed this. I guess this is one of them things, the more you do it, the better you get, and the more you kind of understand what's going on here, which I totally understand what's going on, but I just can't necessarily make my knife cooperate like I could if I'd done this a lot, you know. All right, let's see what we got. That looks a little rough compared to James. His had a real roundish look to it, but I really don't want to cut much more of that meat off, man. It looks like some premium meat right there. A lot of respect, James. This isn't as easy as what you made it look, brother. Let's flip it back over. I'm going to leave it alone. I might trim some of this little bit of fat here off, but I have really butchered this up compared to what James did. Looks nothing like his. He had a nice roll of meat right here, and that's what I was shooting for. Oh well, sure it'll still eat good. Now this, there's your bone. He referred to this as the horn section. You got tubes that run in here, and from about here on is your horn, and there again he did the same thing. He took and exposed this horn by removing some of this top meat here. Now, I really don't know what I'm exposing, because this to me looks like it's all the same, other than I am getting in a little bit leaner meat right in here. This part of the Boston butt is the part that would be served as chunks in a competition. I'm going to roll this over, line it up about where you was at on the bottom side. Do the same thing by removing this fat cap. I might not want to do this because I have done pork butt to death. I mean, I have got a lot of them on my channel, usually just making pulled pork from it. So I want to try something a little bit different with some of this Compart Duroc. I think this is the whole thing here that you're trying to remove, is this fat cap, to where you can get good rub and bark once the meat is exposed on this horn. So any of this silver skin, remnants of fat like this here, just trim that up the best you can. I'm going to try to do it the best I can. Alright, now according to James, you leave the fat cap on over your tubes, because tubes have a tendency to dry out, and this will help protect them. Now I'm going to flip this back over, because I remember him. Yeah, he did. This is actually, I don't want to go that deep though. He was showing some connective tissue and stuff, but that's right on the bone. I'm going to go ahead and leave that. I just, you know, I'm not doing a competition, and I'm certainly not wanting to teach somebody else how to do this. I just wanted to try it and see how bad I could botch it up. And I've done a pretty good job with that. But with all that said, I think we're going to have good flavor. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and mix up a marinade. What I've got here is 10 ounces of water. Now I'm using this It's Incredible marinade. This is made by Heaven Made Products. This is made for an injection. So I'm going to open this pouch up. I'm going to pour the ingredients into this water. Give this a good stir. Now into that I'm putting 1 whole stick of butter. Alright, I'm going to heat this up real quick and get all this butter to melt. Alright, our butter still isn't completely melted, but I think we're good enough. It should finish off here momentarily. I don't want this too hot. I'm going to take my Grill Beast injector, and we're just going to pull some of this into our injector. Now according to James, you don't put a lot of marinade into Money Muscle, but I do want to put some, so I'm just going to go into the end of it. There we go. Now just various spots throughout the pork butt. So we're just going to put a liberal amount of this rub, and the rub I'm using is the Texas Best Rib Rub. This is also made by Heaven Made Products. It should go very well with this It's Incredible marinade. So I'm going to finish seasoning this up, get a rub all over it. We'll meet you at the smoker. Alright, gonna open my pit up. I'm gonna cook this center of the rack. I'm running about 275 dead center here. On the pork butt, and I got to tell you, that does look funny the way it's carved up, but that in itself is similar to what James had. We got a really good smoke right now. It's just barely puffing out. Exactly what you want. This will go right back up. It was at 275 when I opened it, lost a little heat. We'll have this thing balanced out here momentarily. This is probably going to be, I don't know, 6, maybe 7 hours, but I'll bring you back here after a couple hours and show you how it looks. Been a couple of hours. Let's take a look. That's starting to get a nice color on it. That little money muscle is not looking too bad. Let me get my thermometer and do a little probing. Let's see. I have a feeling, I mean, it's only common sense that this is going to be done way before this. So let me see how we're doing here. Got to tell you, this style of cooking is all new to me. Oh, that's already getting nice and tender. 161. 158. All right, we're looking all right there. Let's go into this side here and see what we're looking at. That's up against the bone. All right, that's 142. Let's check in the top of our pork butt. See, I'm a long way from what that money muscle is. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn it this way, and I might even give it a flip, then flip it back a little later. I don't want it to, I don't plan on wrapping this thing, is the reason I'm saying that. I don't want to wrap it. All right, I want to take and first off, turn it this way. I want to put it right here. The reason I'm pointing it that way, that money muscle is going to be all in the back. I always tend to run a little cooler back there. So I'm hoping that will slow that part down, and I might be too far back. Let me bring that forward a little bit, right about there. Okay. Ooh, boy, it is raising some hail out there. Thunder, lightning. These storms have completely went around the east of us, north of us, and now it's to the west of us. It's like it made a circle around us. It did rain here just a few minutes earlier, nothing bad, but it's really raising some heck over there. All right, I did want to say that the injection that James used on his pork butt was really good. I'm going to have a description in the or a link in the description to the video I watched. And now he did something totally different than me. I just used stuff that you can order online. Very good stuff. You know, the Heaven Made Products is excellent, but I didn't really want to go that deep into like trying to duplicate a competition style pork butt. I wanted to go with like things like that. I just mainly want to try this trimming on this and see how I did. And I'm telling you, I've got a lot to learn about that. But I think it's gonna taste good. I'm just gonna keep monitoring it here, and hopefully we'll get some good results with it. We are just about out of daylight, and we have some major storms getting ready to roll through, so I'm gonna speed things up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna remove these probes out of here for a second. What I'm going to do, I didn't plan on wrapping this, but as you can see, I've got a really nice color on it. Oh yeah, man, this thing smells amazing. We are starting to fall apart. That's for me here in a few minutes. What I want to do is transfer this to this. We're going to bring it inside. We're going to wrap it, but we're doing something else as well. Meet you inside. Yeah, I was hoping to go ahead and finish this cook out there, but to be honest with you, this bark is dark enough. I don't like a real charred bark. I just don't. Now what I've got here is a sauce, and what I did is I took a half a stick of butter and I melted it. Okay, and into that I added the GQ Hottish barbecue sauce. I haven't tried that yet. Jason sent that to me a while back. And I put maybe 3 to 4 tablespoons of the Jacobson Salt Company, their smoked honey. And oh my goodness, you should taste this. This has just become my favorite sauce. I'm gonna have to try Jason's by itself. I know that's the heart of it, but that honey adding that little sweetness with a little smoky flavor, and the butter, of course. So I'm just gonna pour this on nice and thick. I'm gonna reserve some of this as a dipping sauce because I'm telling you, this sauce is really that good. The money mussel, I think we're gonna survive. As far as this horn goes, I totally screwed that up. I'm just gonna be straight up. When he did his, he had a layer of mussels there and had like silver skin separating them. This one didn't have that. And I just went to carving away. The only time I seen the silver skin was right there at the bone, and I should not have done that. I should have left this side intact, flipped it over, and just removed the fat. So live and learn. But you know, I don't have no desire to do this as a competitor. I'm doing it strictly as a novelty thing. Just something I seen, I was interested in it. And so I thought I'd give it a try. I tell you what though, I'm gonna leave this to the comp guys. But I have a feeling as far as flavor goes, this thing is gonna rock. All right, so in we go. I want to slide this out, and that way I can get a probe in it. Actually, I got an extra probe here. We're going to monitor this from 2 different vantage points. Last time I had part of it in the, oh man, that's tender, I tell you. Lay this probe down, slide her in. There we go. All right, I'm gonna take a knife and we're gonna separate this money mussel right here. Let's just move this out of the way. To me, this is kind of what this is all about. This is where all that fat was, and I'm thinking this is the main primary money mussel right here. This is still very piping hot. I really should let this rest a little bit more, but we have been at this for 6 hours. Oh man, look at that. All right, so let me take a little taste of this. This was not my ideal results as far as the way it looks, so here we go. I'm gonna dip it into some of this barbecue sauce. Wow, aesthetically, it ain't there, but taste-wise, oh my God, this is so good. This sauce is killer, y'all. And so you know, plenty of moisture still in that. It's got a nice bark on that. Fantastic results. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the rest of this. Family's about to starve here, waiting on my little shenanigans and playing with stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this ready. We're gonna let them eat. And until next time, smoke your ribs.